as you might have seen in my tips and tricks video, artifacts are a great way to make money in Into the Radius VR. So let's not waste any time and get right into how you can bag some for yourself. Artifacts spawn inside big fields of anomalies. Any anomaly field that you find an artifact in once will always spawn at least one after each tide, so keeping a mental map of where you have found artifacts before will help keep you in the money. If you would prefer, there are also community-made maps detailing where anomaly fields that spawn artifacts are. Links for those in the description. Now, if you don't want to spoil anything for yourself, just keep your detector on your shoulder and wave it around whenever you see a particularly dense pack of anomalies. Chances are, an artifact is somewhere inside. So, now that you've found your field and your detector is ticking, what do you do next? Well, for our first example, we have an anomaly field that you will find very early on in the game. You can see the exit from your home base right down the hill from it, on the road by that watchtower. Just up here is this pile of logs and a huge field of visible reflector anomalies that spawns an artifact. First of all, you'll want to take a good look around. Enemies might be lurking nearby. You need to decide if they seem to be too far away to bother you, or if you need to take them down before you go diving for artifacts. While anomalies are deadly to you, the enemies of Into the Radius aren't injured by them at all. Now that you've dealt with any potential distractions, use your detector to find what direction the artifact is in. If the blinking light is green, then the detector is pointed towards the artifact it is tracking. If the light is blue, then it isn't. Now put on your gas mask and pull out your probes. If the anomaly field has a green tint to it and gas clouds floating around, do not under any circumstances go in without your gas mask on, as the gas anomalies will kill you very quickly without one. Even if there aren't any gas anomalies around, the gas mask gives you some general anomalous protection, so make sure to have it on before you dive in. If you don't have a gas mask on, then make sure you get one when you hit security level 2. Now, throw probes around the edge of the anomaly field. What you're looking for is a gap between anomalies that you can slip into. There is always at least one safe corridor through a field of anomalies that will lead to the artifacts inside. Find that corridor and slip into it. Take your time. And if you don't find it, then just keep looking and pick around the edges. The corridor can be really narrow sometimes, but it will definitely be there somewhere. If there are reflector anomalies, be careful not to get lasered. If you threw a probe directly ahead into one of them, strafe out of the way before you get zapped. Once you've found your way in, calmly, slowly, tightrope walk through the corridor. Use your probes to test the area directly in your path. The faster your detector ticks, the closer you are to the artifact. If the corridor splits, then use your detector to determine which direction the artifact is in, and whichever way seems to lead you closer to it. Once the detector is ticking super quickly, point your detector towards the ground and press trigger to turn on the spotlight. If the spotlight hits where the hidden artifact is, then it will reveal itself with a sound and a flash of light. If you don't get the artifact the first time you activate the spotlight, just wait a few seconds and try it again. Cover the area nearby with spotlights until you find it. Just be careful not to step into any anomalies while you're doing that. Once you've found the artifact, use trigger and then the grab button to grab it from a distance. Artifacts can spawn very close to anomalies, so it's always safer to distance grab it if you can. Once you've got the artifact, check your detector to see if there's another around. Many fields spawn more than one artifact, so make sure to grab them all before you leave. Once your detector is quiet, exit the anomaly field slowly and carefully. Retracing your steps and going back the way you came is always a safe bet, though you might find another corridor that leads you out that you didn't use before. Now that you've exited the field, congratulations on your new artifact. Most will sell for pretty good cash, though some like the Steps, Night Eye, and Regen artifacts actually have abilities that you can use. Whether or not these abilities are useful is up to you, and if not, they're always good money. For our second example, here is another artifact field that you will find in the first zone of the game, near the small compound in the northern part of the map. There are a few anomaly fields like this one, which are made of debris that creates a sort of maze of ramps and ladders. These fields are largely the same, and are less about walking between anomalies and more about not falling off of them to your death. Again, we first make sure that any enemies nearby are cleared out and not lurking around. This time there's a spawn nearby that needs getting rid of. Then put on your gas mask and find a ramp upwards. Use your probe to make sure there's no anomalies on the ramp, and then climb right on up. As long as you don't fall off from here on, things are a breeze. There will occasionally be an anomaly on one of the ramps, so keep testing your path forward with your probe, and take an alternate path if there's an anomaly in your way. The artifacts in these anomalies will always spawn in around the exact same places. In this example, the floating wooden houses spawn an artifact each, and sometimes there will be one on the ramp as well. Just walk up there, take them, and leave. Easy. Well, that's all for this artifact hunting guide. If you have any other questions, please leave a comment. For more Into the Radius and VR content, leave a like and subscribe. This has been Reality Remake. Good luck out there in the zone.